Okay, welcome to Weekly Meeple Chat, Week 4. The next game we're going to talk about this week is Biblios, and answer the question, how dedicated were monks? So, let's take a look at the next slide here. And so Biblios is a ages 10 and up game. It's 2 to 4 players, 30 minutes. Now it's rated very well on Board Game Geek. It's rated a 7.2 out of 10. Its overall rank is 291 out of over 15,000 games. Its strategy rank is 214, so they do have different subcategories. They have an overall category, then they have subcategories like strategy and family. So the family rank is very well received with a 44 out of over 1,600 different ranked family games. So by the way, this is Julie.
And this is David.
So here, what we're going to do first is talk about how to play. And so you see it's a card game, and it's a card drafting game. And what you're trying to do is get the most points by the end of the game, and you're trying to collect different suits. So there are 5 suits, and each suit starts out at a value of 3 points. Now these dice can go up or down, depending on how you use the Pope cards, which I'll explain in a moment. So in the brown suit, there's so many cards, and in combination, there's 25 possible points. So there's a 4, a 3, and a 2, and there's other 4s, 3s, and 2s. So brown and blue, the most you can get is 25 points, whereas in the green, orange, and red suits, the most you can have is 11. Now, reason why I mention that is that you're collecting these cards. Let's say I end up with only one red 2, and Julie ended up with a red 1. At the end, we're going to compare. Julie has 1, and I have 2, so therefore, I would win that die. Well, let's say Julie, though, had the 5 and the 3 brown, and I had the 4, which she would beat me in brown, and she would get the brown die. So you're trying to collect these cards and have the most points in that suit, which is shown here, to win these dice. And if you play Pope cards, when you get a Pope card, you must play it immediately. So this one here shows that you make one die go down -1. So if I know that Julie's going for brown, during the course of the game, I might make it worth a 2 instead of a 3. And Julie, now this is one thing we didn't notice right away when we first played it, but you'll see that you're going to make 2 dice go up 1 each. So Julie might try to reverse that. She's going for brown. She might make it go back up to 3. And say she's going for green too, she'll make that worth 4. So part of the strategy of the game is making dice go up for the suits that you're vying for, and making them go down for the suits that other players are vying for. So here are the Pope and the suits. Now you'll notice that these gold cards. Gold cards you'll collect, and you'll use them to try to bid for cards in the second phase of the game. So the first phase of the game is a card drafting game. So let me explain that. So say in a 2-player game you have this deck here, and I'm going first. I draw the first card, I look at it, and I'll decide, okay, do I want to keep this card, which is a 3, brown, give it to Julie, or put it in the bid deck. So I'm going to put it in the bid deck. I'm going to look at the next card. Okay, well, I didn't shuffle these very well.
And you have to remember, you only do 1 card at a time. You don't grab 3 at once.
So that's part of the tension, is that you look at 1 card at a time. I have to decide where to put 3 different cards. Either give 1 to myself, 1 to Julie, or 1 into the bid pile. Mm-hmm. So then I look at, a 3 gold. Well, I'll keep that one for myself. So now the next card I must give to Julie. I'll get to see it, and she got a 1 orange. So now I'm going to try to remember that Julie has orange. So then Julie will go. She'll look at the card. I won't get to see it, but let's say, a 3. She'll keep that for herself. And then, a 1 green. She might give that to me because that's not the best card, because there's 2s in those suits. And then she must give this to the bid pile. She'll know what it is. She'll know that there's a 1 green there. So she may purposely put cards in there that she may want to try to bid on later. So you basically go through the deck, and you end up with an equal amount of cards in each pile, even though I'm dissimulating it here. And some cards will be taken out of the game. For instance, in a 2-player game, you'll remove 6 gold cards, 2 of each value, and an additional 21 random cards. So you won't know what cards are missing from each suit. So in a 2-player game, you'll have 27 cards missing. In a 3-player game, you'll have 15 cards missing, and in a 4-player game, which is the maximum amount, you'll have 7 random cards missing. So let's say this is what we ended up with. So I would sort my hand. This would have had to have been played right away. This will not be in my hand. Again, remember, you saw that I just did it randomly. So I'm kind of going. Now Julie doesn't know what she might have an idea what I'm going for, but you'll see I have a lot of brown and gold. So, and then Julie has her pile. So what we do is we flip it up. Let's say I'm the first one to bid, and I want to make sure I win brown. So I'll say I'll bid 1 gold, and Julie might be going for brown too, and she'll bid 2 gold, and we'll go back and forth. And let's say I win it for 5 gold. Well, then I buy it for the 5 gold, and then I add it to my hand. Now the next card goes, and Julie, let's say she's going for red. She'll bid on that, and she might win that. Now here's one rule that people can have trouble dealing with is bidding on gold cards. So on gold cards, you don't bid on gold cards with gold. You bid on them with suit cards. So say I know I can't win green. I don't care about trying to win green. So I may bid 1 card. And Julie doesn't care about winning 1, so she passes. So I throw in my 1 card. She doesn't know what I'm getting rid of. She has to trust that I'm getting rid of a suit, not a gold card. And so I put that in there, and I get the gold and add it to my hand. So basically, after you draft all the cards, you go into the second round here, and you're bidding on all the cards. If both players pass, it just goes into the discard pile. And then, like I showed you in the example, you show your suits, and then you win the dice. And by the way, there could be Pope cards that come up, and this could be really important to win, and you bid on Pope cards with gold.
Yep.
So could be a little difficult for people to teach the game because there's 2 different phases. So you're going from a card drafting game and then to a bidding game. So let's take a look at how the game played.
Okay. It was just the 2 of us playing this
Yeah,
time
it's a
too,
2-player
I
game.
believe. Well,
So-
yeah.
So here we go. I have to decide if I'm going to keep that. I kept that card. I give that 1 card to Julie, and then this card has to go to the bid pile, and I know what it is, but Julie does not. Now Julie's going to go. She's deciding, okay, she's going to put it in the bid pile, and she gives me that card. So again, we keep on going back and forth like this until the deck is depleted.
I remember playing this with your mom when we were in Tucson, and she really liked it.
Yeah, and your parents liked it a lot
My
too.
parents liked it too, yes.
And so our parents are in their 70s and or early 80s, and so we played this with our son, who's in his teens, when we first got it. So this game appeals to us. So she gave me that Pope card. Now that's a questionable move, because she's going to allow me now to move up a color that I'm going for, or since it was a plus, I'm surprised you didn't play that on yourself.
Yeah, but maybe you didn't realize I had a whole bunch of blue, and I wanted you to do that.
Yeah, but I could have made up another suit go up.
Well, whatever. It was worth a shot.
I know. I mean, the point is, those Pope cards can be very valuable.
Yes, they can be.
So let's see how the game progresses here. All right, so now we're in the bid phase.
Yep.
So now we're bidding on the 2, and no one wanted it. We both passed.
Both passed.
Now we're bidding on the 1 orange.
Passed.
No one wanted it. We both passed. Okay, now the Pope card. Now we are going to bid on this.
Yes.
Because we're going to make 1 die go down 1 value. And you notice the brown die is at 1. It can't go down any further.
So is the orange die.
Yeah.
And I think all I had was brown and orange too, so that was pretty yucky for me.
So here we are. And who won it?
I don't.
Oh, I did.
You
And I bid
Wow.
10.
Yeesh.
Because I really wanted it to make. I know you're going for red, and I made it go down. In fact, was that a?
No, you made it go up, sweetie.
I made it go up.
Yep.
Sorry, it was a +1.
That's okay.
And in fact, that's why I won. It was a close game. The only reason why I won is because I made certain dice go up
Yeah.
more. You would have won. So here we are assigning the dice. And if I pause it here, let me move back a little bit. So even though I only won 2 dice,
You had 9 points.
those dice were worth a lot. So I won the red suit and the green suit, which was worth 9 points. And Julie won the brown, the blue, and the orange, which was only worth 6 points because, see, I focused on Pope cards.
You did.
And that's why I was able to win that one.
Yeah, no, it was a very close game. It's a game that I really do enjoy.
All right, so let's talk about what we like about it.
All right, well, I will go first. It's a fun set collection game, as you just saw the video. Yeah, you collect the different cards. I do like the drafting part. I think that's really interesting. I've never played a game where you have to separate it out like that. It is a different kind of press your luck game because, as you noticed, I gave David a card maybe I should have kept for myself, and I was maybe pushing to see, well, maybe I'll get more of that color and I'll win.
No, that's a good point because not everybody realizes that there's a press your luck element in this. That sometime you'll be like, I'll give you that card,
right?
In the hopes that I'll draw something better, and you end up
exactly.
If you wait till the third card, that wow, you only got a 1 gold, and you should have taken that other card that you gave to the
it happens so many times. Right. The artwork is really pretty. I do enjoy playing it because of that. And for someone like me who has some memory issues, it is good for me to try and remember what I gave David or what I gave who else we're playing with, and the what do you call it, the little stack that you use at the end.
The bid stack?
Thank you. Yes, the bid stack. So that for me, it is a challenge. So I do enjoy playing it for that reason because it does work my little brain a little more than other games do. What about you, hon?
So for me, I think it's a good gateway card drafting game. Like I said, we're able to play with non-alpha gamers. People who don't play a lot of games, like our parents who, like I said, they're in their 70s and they enjoy it a lot. They do. So it has a great tension with decisions because, like I said, that you called it the push your luck element. Yeah. That's what I'm referring to.
Oh, okay.
And then the bidding with the Pope cards. I mean, you could spend a lot of gold early on thinking that when you're bidding that it's going to make a difference, and sometimes you don't know how much gold your opponent has.
True.
And then it's fun interaction. Again, giving cards to people. So, like, when you get a 1 gold, you give it to your opponents all the time.
Oh, heck yeah.
And then it can be challenging to teach, like I said, when you go from a card drafting game to a bidding game, and knowing that when you're bidding, when you can only bid gold and when you can only bid suits, can be difficult for some people to get. So it took our parents a couple times before they understood.
It took me a couple times to get the hang of it, too, yeah.
Now, it's somewhat of a pasted-on theme, which gets us to the answer to the question. So were the monks, which are also called abbots, that dedicated? Yes, they were. So the scriptorium started in 1517 Common Era, and before the printing press, that's what this game is trying to simulate, is that you're trying to get the most books and be the most, I guess, prestigious scriptorium as a monk, handwriting, copying manuscripts because they didn't have printing presses. So again, it will generate interest, but it's basically a math. It's basically a math suit card game. Yep. So let's take a look here at how we rated it.
Oh, we both did a 9.
Yes, and again, when we do these ratings, I put in Board Game Geek my rating, but Julie doesn't look it up. She rates it without looking first, and so
it's true.
We both think it's a 9. It might even become a 10 someday. It'd probably be a 10 for me if the theme was more closely related to the mechanics.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And again, it's fine. But again, we do like it a lot because we played it 19 times since we first got it in December of 2016.
Well, I think some nights we played it like twice in a row.
Yeah.
And then we'd play it the next day or the day after. And we really went at it for a while. And then we kind of got like, okay, let's try something new.
Yeah, but we go back to it consistently.
We do. When we go to Tucson, we take it every time to play with your mom.
In fact, anyway, we go. It's a great game to carry on because it's really nice, small, and portable. It actually comes in this magnetic box here. It's really nicely done.
Oh, it's a great box.
So it's easy to take with you on a plane flight or on a car ride.
Yeah.
So again, that's Biblios, and thank you for watching this segment.
Thank you. Please subscribe. Take care.